Hi, everybody. This is September Predictions by astrologygenehart.com. That's me, Jean Hart. And the month of September should be pretty interesting since we're doing this on a Mercury retrograde in Virgo. Oh my gosh, there's so many planets in Virgo right now. You must be driving yourself crazy analyzing everything wherever you can find a hole in the donut. Believe me, that's where you might want to go to fix it. You want to fix everything, and even things that aren't broken. So the Mercury in Virgo going retrograde can put a little bit of emphasis on your equipment, your computers, your car, anything that needs to be fixed. You may forget one little thing that you've got to have to make it perfect. But once you get that little thing figured out, whatever it is, it will be perfect. You have to also watch throughout the month of September for over worry, over concern, stressing about work, stressing about men, stressing about women, stressing about relationships, stressing about anything you can find to stress about. The best way to use Virgo energy is to clean and to work. Work and clean. Take all the chaos you have, put it in order. Oh, you will feel so good when that closet is finally cleaned out that you've been looking at for about, 2 years now. Virgo is a energy of a sense of injustice. You kind of feel like it's not fair. I'm not getting it my way. It tends to stir up anxiety, over worry, seriously over. And the thing is that you just gotta let it go. With Virgo, you have to learn to let it go. There are no injustices in life. There's only opportunity to balance karma. Remember, you have a round trip ticket. You came to Earth. You got things you have to face about yourself that you might not want to face. And Virgo really will have you pick on yourself. It'll find every little problem you have, make you dissect it. Of course, that is your free will choice. I have figured out something about Virgo. Whenever it starts in my brain, something negative or something critical or something whiny or something nitpicky, I immediately put the brakes to it because I realize that every single negative thought in your brain is a big fat lie. Can you believe that? So September is the month of the harvest, so to speak. You face those negative thoughts. You pluck them out one at a time, kind of like digging dandelions out of the yard. It's funny, I used to get paid a dandelion that I would dig out of my yard when I was a little girl. And come to find out, dandelions are really good for you. They make amazing dandelion tea, which is great for your liver. And Virgo rules the diet. So that's another area that you want to put a lot of emphasis on. How are you eating? How do you feel? How's your health? How are the vitamins you're taking? Vitamin C, you need a little bit more of that because with Virgo energy, you're more susceptible to picking up people's bacteria. So you have to pay attention to the details when you go shopping at the mall. You want to open the door with maybe clothing on your skin instead of doing it directly, the direct contact with the skin. I know that sounds fanatical, which is another thing Virgo can stir up is fanaticism. You have to lighten up, let it go, and don't overdo anything. Find the middle way. The middle way is always the best. But with Virgo, your immune system can be vulnerable. So it is a time where you can catch colds. So you may see a lot of that going on around you unless you were smart, used your astrology wisely, and took your vitamin C to keep your immune system strong. And truly, thinking about your diet, what are you eating? Think about the foods that are offered to us on this planet. I'm really liking the idea of organic. I'm really liking the idea of non-genetically engineered food. What I'm talking about, they've come up with these seeds that are like fake seeds, and they're planting them, and it's growing fake food, and they think it's amazing because they've developed this ability to grow food. But the thing is that food can't have the nutrients that you need because it's genetically modified. So stay away from GMOs. Look at the packaging when you're shopping. It's got to say non-GMO. Of course, who knows if that's true or not, but you got a better chance of getting real food if you look at the labeling. So Virgo is a time to pay attention to your health and your diet. It is a great time to get rid of all the addictions. And one of the addictions that a lot of people have is overanalyzing things, overanalyzing their relationships, thinking there's a problem when there isn't, and then also focusing on where others have issues. It's like it's so easy to look at someone else and pick apart their whole world and not find all the things that are wrong. And we might even find ourselves doing that to ourselves. But this is something that has to be challenged and overcome in the month of September while Mercury is retrograde. It's going to go direct on September 21st, but you're still going to feel that energy well into October. So all of these things that I'm saying, it isn't like every single one of them will affect you in your world, but some of them will be incredibly strong and dynamic, and you have the free will choice to be or not to be. That being said, we have the sun crossing over into Libra not until September 22nd. So a couple other things we have going on for the month of September is on the 21st of September, Mercury is going to go stationary direct, and so it'll still continue its impact upon you. It turns stationary direct at 14 degrees, and whenever a planet turns stationary direct, it is a time where you really have an emphasis of energy coming down the pipeline, especially if you find that you have that degree in your chart. 14 degrees, look for it. If you have 14 degrees, that means those planets are lining up, and you may get to experience a test. And everything that comes down the pipeline, of course, is a test, because this is a schoolroom, planet Earth. And so you will be tested. The goal of life is to graduate or make your ascension, but you can't until you raise your grade average, and your astrology sort of gives you a compass as to what direction to go, or it's a roadmap to show you what roads maybe you shouldn't go down. And it's objectivity. What a breath of fresh air. Objectivity. Jupiter will cross over into Libra on the 9th of September at 5 a.m. in the morning. That'll be kind of cool. Jupiter's going to be there for a whole year. And what it will do is expand your need to understand the psychology of all the relationships that you have. Studying your own psychology, studying other people's psychology, really productive thing to do. You can also gain speed on sales techniques and negotiation ability, being more of a person who can be diplomatic and charming. We might find a lot more people-pleasing going on the planetary scale. But the other thing that Jupiter rules on the dark side, and hopefully we'll overcome this, is in Libra, it rules an expansion of open enemies, people who don't like you and they make it known that they don't like you. Now, I do believe that we're experiencing some of this Jupiter already in the realm of an orb of influence. That means the planet's getting close to changing, and so you can feel it a little ahead of time. A good example of Jupiter in Libra getting ready to make its change is what happened to our President Obama when he went to China. Apparently China did not greet the plane with the traditional red tarp, gave them some rickety stairs, and made Obama come down the back of the plane. Pretty not so diplomatic, but that is Jupiter on the dark side of Libra. So we will probably as a nation have to deal with open enemies. And you personally, where are the enemies inside of you and outside of you? Because pretty much everybody's just a cosmic mirror reflecting back to you things you need to work on in yourself. So don't get mad at them. Don't fight back, even though they're trying to engage you in warfare or divorce or relationship breakup. The high side of Jupiter is wonderful relationships, wonderful being so amazingly grateful that you have the relationships you have. We all have baggage, so why spend the time dwelling on everybody's faults? I do believe when you infuse thoughts with emotion, you're creating. So if you get emotional about relationships, believe me, you're going to find that they cause you trouble. But if you look at them from a walking on the water standpoint, you're becoming pure light energy and nothing can bother you because just light can't be bothered. You will notice that your relationships are improving. So Jupiter in Libra is a great time for the next year to improve, to work on your psychology and see results in relationships. One-on-one in particular may make you want to be in a relationship more, but it also may have you needing to polish the stones of what it is that you've done in the realm of throwing stones at other people. Everything comes back, cause effect, like a boomerang. And so Jupiter in Libra is a big deal because it's been in Virgo for the last year. which rules, believe it or not, it rules soldiers like ISIS and some of the terrorist activity we've seen going on. A lot of talk about war and things like that. Quite frankly, Libra can bring the war if we're not careful, if we don't do the negotiations that we need to do. So I hope that under the influence of Jupiter and Libra, we think about that in the realm of the elections. Who's a good negotiator? And I don't think it's necessarily those who have been in politics for a long time, because negotiation is something that has to do with the heart. You know, it's a heart-to-heart meeting of the minds. And Jupiter in Libra certainly does imply that we will need to negotiate. We will need to set the record straight with other countries. Jupiter rules foreigners, and make sure that all these things are fixed before they get too seriously broken. Because the next sign that Jupiter will be in 2017 will be in the sign Scorpio. And then, you know, Scorpio is intense. It rules blood, guts, and gore. We may definitely be in battle at that point if we do not deal with what we have to face within ourselves and collectively as in the United States of America. We do not want warfare. Let's make friends. But sometimes you have to say no. Libra, on the other hand, can be very people-pleasing. Let me please you so I can get what I want out of you. It also can deal with honesty issues. Are you telling me the truth? Am I telling you the truth? There could be a lot of that going on. And so hopefully we'll learn the lessons or be aware of these lessons and act appropriately. Very good time to study your own psychology. Get your astrology done. Figure out who you are, what you're facing in life so you can make better choices. Believe you don't want to mess around with Jupiter in Libra because the after effect is that Jupiter goes into Scorpio. And then you're forced into a change because you didn't deal with the negotiations when you had the chance. So again, back to the more September 2016, that's a big deal. You know, Jupiter is turning on the 9th of September into the sign Libra, and we're feeling it already. The other thing is that the Sun will go into Libra on the 22nd of September. Again, another indication that just close through the rest of September and into October, about October 21st, we want to also be in a situation where we can negotiate even more up close and personal in the realm of where we're going with our ego and our identity and what we want to accomplish in our up close and personal life. Venus also is going to go into Scorpio on the 23rd of September, which makes passion strong for sure. And it also puts an emphasis on money a little bit. So we may see some changes in the stock market. We may see and feel a need to shop more, invest more, and get control of our money. It's almost like money can improve then or do the opposite. I think Scorpio rules Wall Street, so we may see some things for about a 3-week period between September 23rd on into about the second week of October, where we've got this Venus in Scorpio. And then Mars on the 27th of September will cross over into Capricorn, which actually I like Mars in Capricorn. It means we'll be more disciplined, more focused, more linear thinking. You have to be careful of your bones and your teeth and the hardened parts of your body. Be a good time to go to the chiropractor and take care of any aches and pains that are there in the bones, because Capricorn does rule that part of you. And it also rules your ability to have relationships with authority figures. Good time to resolve your issues with your father figures. And it's a good time to take charge and take responsibility and work hard. I love Mars in Capricorn because it means your timing has the potential of being incredibly right on if you're using Mars energy properly, and if you weren't born with a whole lot of bad, so to speak, stuff with Mars and Saturn. The thing is there's no such thing as bad in astrology. It's just your free will choice. You are the creator and destroyer of your world. Whatever happens to you because somewhere along the line you've made the choice to let that happen. So if you bring all your energy into the now, you can write a clean white page and this day forward say, you know what? I'm not allowing one negative thought into my brain. I'm going to get into an ability to master that so that I won't infuse thoughts with emotion and create some sort of tragedy for myself. How about that? I think that's the lesson for September is don't sweat the little stuff. Let it go, let it flow, and take care of your health and get rid of your addictions. And there's a whole lot of addictions that you could look at if you can be honest with yourself. And as we go into this Libra energy, as we come out of Virgo and go into Libra, to thine own self be true will be the motto. And I guess that's it for the September predictions. If you have any questions, be sure and text me at 406-599-3934. I'd love to answer your questions. I also would love to have any of you on my astrology show. You can text me and let me know that you want to be on. I'll be glad to have you, and we'll do your chart on the air. So think about what you want to know in the realm of your stars. All you need is your time, your date, and your place of birth. So that's it for our show today. AstrologyGeneHart.com, AstrologyGeneHart.com, AstrologyGeneHart.com.